attention for me. DJ, head up, please. Stand up if you need to. Head up. We have a test tomorrow, y'all. So for your test, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the review now with you. Some of them I'm going to go through fast, and other ones I'm going to go through in detail. All right. So for the first ones, you will be given these equations tomorrow. You do not have to memorize them. I do want to tell you length times width we never talked about. I just want you to know that length times width is the same thing as base times height. So I would, honestly, you could put G, you could put B. I'm going to put B on this one. If you put G, you're not wrong. All right. 1/2 base times height is a triangle. What does this little S stand for? The sides. If you don't know that, write that down. That is for a square. What does the little R stand for? Radius. In pi r squared, it stands for radius. That is a circle. What do these D's stand for? Diagonals. So again, I'm giving you these formulas tomorrow, but you have to know what all the letters stand for. And what does B and H stand for? Oh, by the way, diagonals, that's a kite and a rhombus. Base times height, I feel like I don't need to write that down, but make sure you know that. I'm going to give that one to G. If you put B right here, you're still right. So honestly, we can put both of them, B and G. And C, it's also a square. Any of those work. And what is 1/2 little AP? A. What does little a stand for? Apothem. What does big P stand for? Perimeter. Okay? So again, you don't have to memorize these. You just have to know what the little letters mean to get them right. Next questions. Putting a border on a bulletin board. Anytime you see something about a border, what is that probably? Perimeter. Perimeter is around. Covering your floor with tiles. Anytime you're doing the whole thing or covering things, that's going to be area. Remember, area means the inside. How much is inside? So that's area. So you will have questions that you have to circle those letters on. Next. What is the area of and I'm telling you it's a rhombus, before I even look at anything, what is my formula for a rhombus? And you're right, I'm just going to put the 1/2. It does not matter if you do the divided by 2. Diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2, or 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. Either way, just make sure you pay attention, it's times. And it tells you AC, this whole diagonal is 8. And BD, this whole diagonal is 10. What is 8 times 10? And half of that? My area is 40 centimeters squared. Your test tomorrow, I think I told you this yesterday, it's about 30-something points are just showing work. Can you write the equation and plug it in? Whatever you are putting in the calculator, I want you to write down on your test. That's points. Even if you get it wrong, you get points. Vice versa, even if you get right, I will take points off if you do not show work. Please show me what you're doing. All right? And it's mostly multiple choice. So you'll have a little box for work, and then you'll have your multiple choice answers. What is the length of AC? So this time I want to know, what is this? If the area of a rhombus is 260 meters squared. So for this one, again, I'm going to do 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. And this time I'm going to plug in what I know, but I know the area is 260. And I know one of the diagonals, BD, is 20. How do I find that other diagonal? Divide it by 10, or 1/2 and 20. So you can put both of them, or what's half of 20? 10. So you can do the math beforehand. And if I do that right here, I'm going to say 260 divided by 1/2 of 20 is, my diagonal 2 is 26 meters. If you did not get that, please write that down. DJ, pick your head up. Head up off the table. All right, for this next one, be careful. It wants to know what the area of a parallelogram is. What's my formula for parallelogram? It might feel like a super easy problem, but be careful. What is the base? 18. What is the height? 12. Remember, your height is straight up and down. That 14 is extra information to trick you. Do not get tricked. And what is 18 times 12? 216. And I'm just going to put units squared because there are no units. And then let's go backwards. What is the base of a parallelogram? If the height, and you don't have to draw the picture, I just am. If the height is 32 and the area is 896. So again, area is base times height. My area is 896. I don't know the base, but I know the height is 32. How do we go backwards? Divide. And 896 divided by 32 is 28. I don't know. I didn't finish. Thank you. 32. Do I have any questions? We're pretty basic right now, right? All right, this one tricks people all the time. The area of a square is 400 square inches. What is one side of a square? Well, I know we usually do base times height for square, but remember it's also s squared. So if my area is 400 is s squared, how do I get s by itself? Square root. What is the square root of 400? The square root of 400, whoa. Let's do that again. The square root of 400 is 20. So one side is 20. Why did I not divide by 4? Because I saw some of y'all dividing by 4 on that one. Dividing by 4 would be if it was the perimeter. All right? If it's the area for a square, you square root. What other shape do we square root for? A circle. A square and a circle, to go backwards, you square root. All the other ones you're going to divide. What is the area of the regular hexagon? What do I know about a hexagon? It has 6 sides. And the area formula is 1/2 little AP. Well, looking at this, do I know my little a? My apothem is that 2.9. Yeah. Looking at it, do I know my p? Yeah, no. Well, I mean, it's easy to do. Right. I cannot look at this and know my p right off the bat. Can I go find my p though? Yeah. Yeah. How do I find perimeter? Each side is 3.4. How many sides are there? 6. 3.4 times 6 is? 3.4 times 6? What'd y'all get? 20.4. 20.4? Yeah. And then just plug that into your calculator. So I'm going to put in my calculator 1/2 parentheses 2.9 parentheses 20.4. And you should get 29.58 centimeters squared. What questions do I have about that? Can we also work that backwards? What if I want to find the perimeter and I know that the apothem is 4 and the area is 72? I have area is 1/2 little AP. 72 equals 1/2. My apothem is 4. I want to find P. How do I find P? Divide by 1/2 and 4. Or what's half of 4? Or you could divide by 2. So here I'm going to do 72 divided by 1/2 4. And what do I get? The perimeter is 36 centimeters. Again, unless it's a square or a circle, to go backwards, you're dividing. This is what we did yesterday. A rhombus has a side length 1/3 the size of a similar rhombus. 1/3, I kind of wrote on that. What's going to happen to the perimeter of the new rhombus? It's going to be times 1/3, right? What's going to happen to the area of the new rhombus? It's going to be multiplied by 1/3 squared. What is 1/3 squared? If you don't know, you can do that in the calculator. I do not want a decimal for this. Click the little fraction bar, and what do I get? 1/9. Also, whenever you square a fraction, you just square the top and the bottom. So it's times 1/9. Perimeter, it's the same number. Area, you square that number. All right, let's turn our paper over, please. The diagonal of a kite is, the long diagonal of the kite is 18, and the area is 108. What's the formula for kite? Again, you would just have to look up at the board. If you can't see the board tomorrow, I can come bring you individual formula sheets. You just let me know which one you prefer. And then I'm going to substitute in what I know. I know the area is 108. I know one of the diagonals is 18, but I do not know the other. What do I do to find the other diagonal? Divide. And you can divide by 1/2 and 18, or what's half of 18? 9. So I'm going to do, what is 108 divided by 1/2 of 18? It would be 12 inches. Questions? Given a trapezoid with the base of 8 and 14, and the area is 84, find the height. So my formula for a trapezoid is 1/2 B1 plus B2 times the height. Fill in what you know. 84 equals 1/2 8 plus 14 times the height. How do I get H by itself?
You divide by 1/2.
So I can divide by all of this. Or again, you can just figure out what that is and divide by that number. What's 8 plus 14? 22. What's half of 22? 11. So you could also just divide by 11 if you don't want to divide by all that complicatedness in your calculus. So this is going to be 84 divided by 1/2 parentheses 8 plus 14. That's disgusting. But that's okay. Oh, I shouldn't have crossed that out. So my H is 7.6. Miss Dupuis needs to cover one side of her staircase and landing with sheetrock. Write an equation to represent the total area to be covered and calculate that area. What is she going to do here? What do you see? Do y'all see a rectangle here? So I need to find the area of the rectangle. And you also see and the area of the triangle. And what am I going to do to these two areas? Add them, because I want the total. It says the total area, you should add.
What do you subtract?
You subtract whenever it's shaded area.
Oh.
Yep, add when it's total area. So a rectangle, I'm going to do base times height. I feel like that's easy, so I'm just going to do that for y'all. Triangle, be careful. What's the formula for triangle? 1/2. Don't forget that 1/2. So that's going to be my base is 4. What's the height of this triangle? It's also 2 because it's 2 on both sides of that rectangle. 4 times 2 is 8, and then 8, half of 8 is. So if I add these, what is 4 plus 6? 6 plus 4? 10 centimeters squared is my answer. I think this is the same problem we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
No, I think I had to find the perimeter.
I think we did both. It says find the total area. I'm going to break this up into two different shapes, like this and like this. If this whole top is 28 and this right here is 20, what's this bottom going to be? 8. 28 minus 20 is 8. And then I'm just going to find the base and height of each of these. 8 times 12 is 20 times 16. Yeah, it's the same problem as yesterday. And what does that give me? 416 feet squared. So whenever you have composite figures like these two, and it wants total area, you just find the area of each and then add them together. Yeah. All right, last couple questions. Our shaded area. If I want to find the shaded area, what did we say we needed to do? Find the area of each and subtract. Now it matters which area you find first. You always want to find the bigger or the outside shape. What's my outside shape here? A rectangle. What's my inside shape here? A triangle. So I'm going to do the rectangle quickly because time, and I feel like y'all have done really well at finding the area of rectangles. And honestly, triangle too. Just don't forget the 1/2 with the triangle. And what is half of 48? And what do I do to these two numbers? Subtract. What is 48 minus 24? So this is 24 inches squared. I know I kind of did that quick. But find the area of each and subtract.
Why did they shade the outline?
I don't know.
That threw me off.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because we copied a picture from somewhere and it had like a shaded background. Yeah. Find the radius of a circle whose area is 100 pi. Well, area of a circle is what? Pi r squared. And if I know the area is 100 pi, how do I find the radius? What do I do first?
Cross out the pies.
Cross out the pi's, and then how do I get r by itself? Square root. Remember, a circle and a square are the ones, if you're going backward, you are going to square root. What's the square root of 100? 10. So my answer is 10. For both a square and a circle, if you know the area, square root. Last question, and this is what it's going to look like on your test. It is going to go step by step with you. It tells you right here, each circle, it's a square, and each circle has a diameter of 20. What is the radius? 10. Is that really a question on this test? Yes. If the radius is 10, what's the area of your circles? Well, an area of a circle is pi r squared. So what's 10 squared? 100 is not my answer though. 100 pi. And if that's one circle, what's the area for 4 circles? 400 pi. Alright. What's the side of each square? Why would it be 40? Because you have 20 and 20 is 40. So if that's the side of a square, what's the area of the square? 40 times 40, base times height is? And last but not least, how do you find the area of the shaded region? Subtract. Be careful tomorrow. When you subtract, leave it like that. Do not sit there and subtract them. Remember, you do your area of your bigger shape minus the area of the smaller shapes. That's why I did the 1600 first. 1600, that was 40 times 40.
Don't we need our centimeters for like the...
Oh, is it labeled on this one? Yeah, this would be centimeters squared. Honestly, this would be centimeters squared. I don't think I'm going to count off in that instance. This is your only question tomorrow that is not multiple choice, I believe. All right? Please study. Please look over this before you walk into class, and good luck.